All right, guys, welcome to Vinny's. Let me fix this up real quick. Vinny's Talk. We are live here in Vinny's Talk, man. We're going to be talking about the Idaho 4 case and a lot of things going on in the world. But this case is very crazy, man. The murder mystery in this case. And I wanted to say that there's so many things that just don't add up. So many things that don't add up for me and probably a lot of other people. And a lot of YouTubers out there are probably saying, like, what the hell is going on in this case? Now, I know law enforcement is doing their best, right? They only could release a certain amount of information to the public. And they say that if they release too much or something of that nature, then it could ruin their investigation. Now, I have a few questions and a lot of things that don't add up for me. And there's just so much, I feel like, that doesn't add up, man. So many things that are just freaking weird, man. I have to say that when they did expand the crime scene, right? We learned that they did, and they expanded it. But we also learned that I wanted to say this. First of all, I wanted to say this. The two roommates that were inside the home when all these murders supposedly were going down, and some may speculate to say that no one knows actually what had happened, or because they were on their first floor, the other two roommates that survived didn't hear it. But I'm just, and I'm not saying that maybe they had something to do with it, but it just seems very odd to me that, the supposed 911 call because of the other roommate that was passed out. You see a roommate passed out, but you don't see all the blood. You don't see the 4 people that were dead on the floor. I'm sorry, but this is very sketchy to me. And then all of the ruling out of all the different people that were involved in this, right? The boyfriend, obviously we know from the parents of Kaylee saying that, Jack was 1,000%, 3,000% real, incredible, and he would never do something like this, right? But, there's just so many uncertainties in this about the killer and where he's from, and could he be from Idaho? Could he be from the area, the local area? Why didn't they call police sooner? I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, guys, but I'm just saying, like, you say that the roommate, you seen your roommate passed out, but you didn't see the blood? All the blood that was supposed to be everywhere in this house. I mean, there was a picture of it on the side of the house, right? I want to say justice for Kaylee, Xana, Ethan, and Maddie, a.k.a. Madison. Justice for them, man. We want to talk and be positive, but it's just so hard for us to remain in a state of a positive mindset when we're not getting the answers we deserve. And not just us, but the family is sitting there listening to Ellie, law enforcement saying that this is a targeted attack. And, as the case builds and we learn more about it, it's been 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks, and still no leads. No murder weapon has been found. All we know is that it was a fixed blade that was used. Supposedly no DNA has been found, even though there was a killer in the home that was going from victim to victim, stabbing them. No DNA hasn't been found. It's very sketchy to me, guys. It's very weird. Something just doesn't add up in this crime investigation. And another thing I had to say, another thing was in my mind is before Maddie and Kaylee had gotten home, supposedly that it was Ethan and Xana that got home. around the same time. Now, the other two roommates were supposed to be home. Well, they were said to be home at 1 a.m. So that would leave them already been in the house before any of the four roommates that had made it home prior, or I'm saying afterwards. So that's kind of got to ask you, well, it kind of leads you to think that there's something that was fishy about that, right? I mean, I know that there was 2 or 3 rooms that were, or was it 2 rooms or 1 room that was vacant? But it's kind of hard to think that they didn't hear nothing with all this supposed killing going on in the house. And I know the house is kind of big, but it's still at the same time. But I have a lot of questions myself because the killer was said to be going to the sliding door. We don't know what door he went to. We're just speculating at this point, right? But most likely the perpetrator went through the door, right? Either the door or the keypad lock door, whatever the case may be, because they have a keypad door. It's just a lot of uncertainties in this one, man. And I was watching videos on this case, and it's just like, wow, dude. It wows me every time. I'm still learning, still thinking about this every day, and I'm just like, it doesn't seem right. From the food truck, from Maddie and Kaylee down there by the food truck, they seem very happy. But did they have a stalker, y'all? Was this the big question of the hour, of the century? You know what I'm saying? The big question is, did they have a stalker? Was this a targeted attack, or do we have a possible serial killer on our hands? This is the murder mystery, right? You guys are in tune to Vinny's Talk, man. Like and subscribe to the video. You know what I'm saying? Justice for these wonderful kids, man. It's a damn shame what's going on in the world today. And I really want to say that as I think about this case and other cases that I've been following, I'm just like, when will we seek and get the justice that we deserve? Because this is raining on the parents and the community of Idaho and Moscow, right? Moscow, whatever you want to call it. The people are on edge and they're looking for answers. And we have a lot of different, ways you could look at this story. And how, how did the killer come in? Was he already waiting for them? But this is what makes me think that this person knew his way around the town. I don't know if he's from around this town or if he's from the area, but it seems like he knew his way around. And that's just my own personal opinion. Once again, guys, these are just my thoughts and my opinions on the case. We're here to talk about true crime, and this case is very crazy, though. But I feel like, he kind of knew his way. And I also think that maybe this mug was already waiting for them to come home. Maybe he was already in the house at the time. But it's just very sketchy to me that the 2 roommates that survived, the next morning, about 11 in the morning, they called because one of the other roommates had passed out because they seen someone. They didn't think she was being responsive or whatnot. But, you want to think, you would see all that blood, you would be like, dude, these are all the 4 people that, that lost their lives. These are supposed to be your friends. So there's a lot of things that don't add up. This seems very sketchy. And I know in the beginning, I was just like, this is a targeted attack. And I mean, yeah, it could still be a targeted attack, but the fact that we're not getting the information that we really need, that the community wants and is looking for, because sometimes I really don't feel like it's a targeted attack. I feel like we have a crazy person on our hands right now. You know what I'm saying? And if you connect the dots, then yeah. But like I said, these are just my thoughts and my own personal opinions, guys. But it's just very sketchy to me that this person would just go up in there and kill 4 people. If it was supposedly a targeted attack and he had his target, why did he kill 4 people? 4 innocent kids at that. You know what I'm saying, guys? So these are just my thoughts, though. And I want to thank you guys for joining this podcast of Vinny's Talk, where we talk about the Idaho 4 case, the murder mystery of these killings, right? So thank you guys for joining. And until the next time, we got more coming, man. Peace out. Peace out, guys.